Okay, I want Yogendra Yadav to answer the question about the Aam Aadmi Party's national ambitions. You know, we were told that you'll fight 400 seats, that there's a Aam Aadmi Party wave across the country. We haven't put out the national big picture yet, but if you just aggregate the results for various states, it's very clear that the idea of the Aam Aadmi Party might have gone across the country, but that's not translating yet into votes and seats for the Aam Aadmi Party in pockets outside Delhi and the National Capital Region, sir.
That's a very fair assessment, Rahul. I wouldn't contest that at all. When we say about a surge, a wave, I mean, we've not used the word wave at all, and I don't know where these figures of 400 and etc. come from. I'm in that committee and we've taken no such view. What we mean is there is excitement, there is hope, there is energy of a kind which is unprecedented. In just 10 days of membership campaign, we have more than 50 lakh people who have volunteered to join this party. This is unprecedented. Yes, this enthusiasm is not yet translating into votes. Large number of people don't even know in hinterlands of India who is Aam Aadmi Party. Even those who know do not know about our symbol. Yes, we have a long way to go. All that we are saying is that there is a pretty large pool of potential sympathizers who are looking for an alternative, who are looking possibly at us, who are attracted to Arvind Kejriwal, who are attracted to Delhi experiment. It is our responsibility to turn that potential sympathy into support and that into a vote. That is a long way. We have to work hard in the next 3 months.
Okay. Professor Yogendra Yadav, you came into our program late, so now you must stay on for a while longer. I'm heading into a break. When we come back, what you've all been waiting for, the national big picture. If we add up all these seats and votes, what would the BJP, the Congress, the third force, the Aam Aadmi Party end up at? And also, we'll go back to our magic screen and see how the government in Delhi can be formed when the results come out in May. The national big picture. Mood of the Nation opinion poll, and in this part of our program we want to present on your screen the seat share and the vote share projections for the 2014 general elections. This is the operative part of our show. This is where things stand as of now. The UPA had 36% of the vote share in 2009. The NDA had 26% of the vote share. Let's see what C voter is projecting for the Lok Sabha elections. The UPA coming down to 23%, the NDA going up to 34%, others at 43%. This is the vote share projections, the Lok Sabha elections. The UPA had 259 seats in the Lok Sabha of 2009. The NDA had 159 seats. The others were at 125. Let's see what C voter is projecting, because the UPA tally is crashing by 156 seats. The NDA tally is jumping up by 53 seats. The others are also going up by 103. The Congress could come between 98 to 108. The worst ever performance of the Congress in its electoral history. The BJP-led NDA could end up between 207 to 217 seats. That's a gain of 53. Others could end up between 223 and 233 seats. I now want to take you through the breakup for the UPA and the breakup for the NDA to show you where each of these parties actually stack up. And the figures seem to indicate that the Congress's tally could come down to 91 and the BJP's tally could be at 188. And that is very, very significant, because that's bigger than the BJP's biggest tally ever. Veer Sanghvi, you got a smile on your face. Modi would be delighted. He'd be probably sending C voter a bouquet tomorrow morning first thing. This is what Modi was hoping for. It seems to be happening.
You know, give me a little minute. I think we fought this campaign, most of us watching it. It's been fought at two different levels. There's the view of most liberals, and should have been the view of the Congress, which is, as Yogendra Yadav said, and Kamal Mitra Chinnoy said, everybody said, that the view of India that Modi has is a non-inclusive view. It's a view that does not include the people at the margins of our society. It certainly doesn't include the minorities. The Congress's view, for all its faults, is a more inclusive Nehruvian concept that most liberals are happy with. That should have been what this election was about. But sadly, that's not what this election is about. The Congress has given us such a bad government in the last 5 years that people have lost sight of that issue. The issue now is rising prices, corruption, and the complete absence of any government with a ministry that is in rigor mortis, a prime minister who's invisible, no leadership at all. Because of that, the Congress has lost. And not only has it lost, I think it's let down that original vision of India. It's let down every liberal who thought that the Congress could give us some kind of good performance, stand up for that inclusive vision of India and fight Narendra Modi's vision of India, which is not, frankly, an inclusive vision and is, in my view, a communal vision. But the Congress has just screwed it up so badly that not only has the BJP gained, if you look at the significant gains of the others, it's not so much, though I don't want to take away any credit from Modi, it's not so much a victory of any one party as a huge anti-Congress wave. People are saying, you really messed it up, now for God's sake, go.
People are saying, as Arun Jaitley said in Bihar, quoting what was said after the emergency, कि सिंहासन खाली करो जनता आती है. Shiv Vishwanathan, people want the Congress out. That's the resounding message coming out.
No, there is something different.
Yes.
And I want to first thank Veer for saying there is something normative beyond numbers. Yeah. There's a vision of India, there's a vision of a decent society. I think to a certain extent, what these numbers show is the impoverishment of a certain imagination. That is the idea of a dream of a Congress, which was also the dream of a nation, of a different kind of India, is lost here. We are reduced to economic development, as if planning or a certain kind of market is today the representative of a good society.
No.
I know why I have to say this, because to a certain extent, acknowledging numbers without acknowledging the imagination that numbers portray would be a crime. I think here, let's say, I respect numbers, but I think numbers also show the impoverishment of the imagination and its categories.
No, for you, the imagination might matter more, but for people, bread and butter issues, economic growth, jobs matter more. And currently, these numbers are suggesting, and I want to welcome Ravi Shankar Prasad, senior leader of the BJP, to our program. Veer Sanghavi and Shiv Vishwanathan might be disappointed in the Congress for having delivered a bad government, but the reality of these numbers is that the BJP could end up with its highest seat share ever, putting Narendra Modi and your party in, for the first time, a very comfortable position to be able to form the government. The previous polls weren't showing this sort of a big mandate. Your reactions to the seawater projections, Mr. Prasad?
Well, Rahul, I think I have been appearing on nearly all the survey which you have been undertaking
yes.
in the last 3, 4, 5 months. And if I am not mistaken, you gave NDA at one point of time 165, sometime 180. Today you are giving us 210 plus. You began with BJP, say around 145, 150. Today you are giving BJP 188. If this is the growth rate in the 3, 4 months that you have been undertaking this whole exercise, I think by the time election comes about, BJP itself on your own average may cross 220 plus. That's how the people's mood is. You know what it is indicating? It is indicating two things which I had also flagged earlier in the course of my interaction with you on these survey programs. One, a decisive mood for change. Two, a complete alienation of the voters of India against the Congress-led UPA government for a variety of reasons which we have discussed about. And thirdly, I have always noticed, Rahul, that the people's mood is always to be judged with reference to their voting pattern. People now do not give uncertain verdict. Small state or big state. Yes, Delhi is an exception for reasons we'll discuss later on. You have seen in case of Bihar, in case of Mayawati, in case of Akhilesh Yadav, in case of Jayalalitha, in case of Mamta ji in Bengal, they have always given a decisive mandate because they know a government can perform only and only when they have got a requisite comparatively stable, comfortable numbers. In that view of the matter, the number which is rising today is owing to only have incremental factors more in the coming months. And the Congress numbers is going to dwindle all the more.